Did that hurt your butt? Hop! Hop!
And welcome, the Early Morning Sunday Show, coming at you once again with records, but a travelogue too. Look at that. You get like 2 videos in one here. You start with a little travel, then you get a bunch of records and a lot of talking. Cheers. Yeah, we're going to have, I think I got some kind of goth pop here music today. What do I have today? Psych. Oh, God, if you like 60s psych, this should be right up your alley. A very cool sampler, some arena rock, Celtic punk. How's that for fun? So, the opening, that's downtown Denver. They did the Day of Muerta, Day of the Dead, and this has been set up for about a month. And we just watched a news article on how they were making this, paper mache, all these skeletons. And so we were down there for this pop-up event, and we went down to check. And since we were down there, why don't we just go check this out? And it was great. It was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed ourselves, and it was free. So, double bonus for me. Yeah, a great time down there. And it was, each of those, different skeletons or whatever, there was a sign on there saying who this relative was, is for a relative. So, I mean, each of them had significance. And there was some more that I didn't even show. There was a walk of skulls, and I might pop that in on another video. That was pretty neat. So, yeah, that was very, very nice. Yeah, let's get moving here, though. We have a lot of stuff, as usual. Oh, thank you. I did the video on what to do with my collection. It truly has been bothering me, and I had so many incredible suggestions, and there was just some fantastic ones that I want. I think Jim Gleason and I are on our podcast, Two Guys Talking About Records. Please check that out. Two Guys Talking About Records on Spotify, iHeart. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. But we're eventually going to try to tackle this subject also, and maybe bring in someone even to talk about it from a lawyer's side. So we're trying to work on something, and when I say Jim's trying to work on something. So we'll see what happens. But speaking of Jim Gleason, I got in it's almost like a weekly package that I buy records from Radio Wasteland. That's still the #1 record store that I support because I love Jim. Very fair. I know the prices are always fair. And, he sells records for $2 or $3, not like that. If you watched on Thursday, the antique store I went to, oh my, someone's been taking drugs and then pricing the records. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But he sent me this. He goes, hope you don't mind. It's after the flood. So, it's funny, Jim. I just got in from Third Man Records. I haven't played this yet. This is the songs from before the flood. Then Jim sends me this, and I got songs for after the flood. So I'm pretty much covered now with my flood. So, yeah, I can have PSD. Here I go. Oh my God, I'm reliving all this. Cool album. Again, I'll discuss this further on an upcoming episode, but kind of a bluesies folk kind of thing. He saw that title and goes, well, probably Steve should have that one. So this is all after the flood, baby. Yeah. My wife came in yesterday and she goes, oh, when'd you put up that picture there? I go, honey, that was like one of the first things I put up when I moved in here, hon. It shows how much she comes into my room. Okay. All right, let's begin with this. And my friend in the UK, Andy, and Andy Ford, I love this man to death. He has a phenomenal channel. Our tastes in music are very similar. We're similar age. It's just kind of funny how we're going down the path of Fuzz Club. But this came in, Black Doldrums. I thought I had pre-ordered this. It seems to me that this, according to Andy, because we both joined Fuzz Club, this was our Fuzz Club selection of the month. Not only that, Fuzz Club selection of the month gave us 2 albums this month. Nice Biscuit. I said it right. Nice Biscuit. It seems like my third Nice Biscuit was because Fuzz Club album of the month. I only really did buy 2 albums. I wasn't quite a lunatic and buy 3. So I feel, okay. I bought a membership, so I did get that. I didn't think I guess I still bought 3. It doesn't matter. Black Doldrums, so this thing's pretty freaking cool. Now, say you have a date and you bring that person home, or your wife, you're out, or your husband. You go, hey, let's put on some stuff. What kind of music would you like to listen to? Well, I was thinking, why don't we listen to an album that's full of let's say songs about regret, loneliness, confusion, and obsession. Does that sound fun? Let's go do that. This is the album for you. Black Doldrums. You need to get this then. This band's based out of London. It's dark psych, gothic post-punk, you could say, kind of a mix of goth rock and shoegaze. It's all in there. They have a cool video that's actually pretty damn creepy, and it is a trio, and they make a lot of noise. I mean, this is fun. I really liked it. The name of the album, In Limerence, Limerence, Limerence. Steve can't pronunciate. It's their second album. And again, it's a dark album. It has a Joy Division vibe. If you like Joy Division, the guy's vocals are similar to Ian Curtis, and you definitely have that kind of vibe going on. It just begins with a song called Hideaway. Wow. And I'm playing you a sample of that. There's just this distorted guitar and this bass, and it just creates this very spooky, airy vibe of unease, and you could even say abandon happening. I mean, it knocks you out. And that's one where you can find a YouTube video of, which if I knew how to do that on my phone to cut in videos, I definitely would, but I don't. I need to get my kid's here this weekend. I'll have to ask him. My oldest son's down for the weekend, him and his wife. It was nice. The whole family was together last night. God, it's great. Okay, but that has nothing to do with the music. Summer Breeze is on here, and no, it's not the it's not Seals and Crofts Summer Breeze, but it has these jittery guitars that have the feel, once again, of Joy Division, but there's a very catchy melody that's happening in there about human existence. So, I mean, it's always a good thing to sing about. Back's kind of boring, isn't it? Not a whole lot going on there. New Moon was a song, and Modern Times was a song, not the Bob Dylan Modern Times. Both of these are filled with haunting atmospherics. Oh my God. Haunting atmospherics. I knew the word I wanted. I just had to get it off my tongue. And there's, again, some very dark lyrics, kind of talking about the past. This is cool. This is a very exciting album, but it's also a very dark album. But yeah, so for those of you, dark psych, definitely gothic post-punk. Very, very good. Black Doldrums, the Limerence. Super cool. One of you, a viewer like you out there, you guys give me a lot of suggestions, and I try to check them out. It takes me a while sometimes, but I do. A guy that's been, we've traded emails and everything, Dave B out of the UK. A long-time record collector. I believe he used to own his own record store at one time. But Dave's, one time he was sending me some reggae riffs and that. It's really cool. He knows his reggae. But he said, I've been listening to this group. You need to check it out. It's called Outskirts of Infinity. Outskirts of Infinity. And this is their first album, Lord of the Dark Skies. Oh my God, this thing was great. This is actually an original out of the UK. And why he said for me to get it is on here, Nick Solomon of the Beavis Frond plays on it. Yeah. So, and I am a huge the Beavis Frond fan. So he plays on this thing, and this is fantastic. But as usual, you know, if you're going to buy one, well, damn it, just buy a second album too. So here's their second album that came out. So the first album is Lords of the Dark Sky, and the second one is what is it? Scenes from the Dreams of Angels. We'll work on that one in a minute. But we'll begin with this. So, Outskirts of Infinity, and again, thank you, Dave, for turning me on to this. This is a British psych trio, where it's just filled with Hendrix, the screaming Hendrix guitars of fuzz and syrupy acid blues. They love Hendrix. Nick Solomon is a huge Hendrix fan, and you feel it on this. It is just really, really cool. It came out on Solomon's record, Waranzao label that he had just made up, and there's the label. And so I think it was one of the first albums that was put out by this. So I went online, Discogs, and I found a copy of this thing, and of the very first one, not super expensive. And this is just, I mean, it's just, this is the debut album here. You know, Nick Solomon, there was Barry Watts is on guitar, and the drummers kind of changed a little bit, if I remember. I'm not quite sure who it was. But this is the first album that came out in 1986, and it's just packed with these searing guitar jams. I mean, it's just incredible. It's just mind-blowing, face-melting type music that you got going on there. They do a very cool version of Cream's Tales of Brave Ulysses. There's also, you have a song called like Eastern Spell, where they bring, it's kind of a freak out with sitars, tambolas, very, very spacey jam. Warning was a neat song. It is kind of a psych fun, you could say, from the 60s, you know, from the hard psych of the 60s. Definite feel in there. There's Stone's Crazy, which has a very much of a Hendrix vibe happening on there, but lyrics really aren't the strongest on it. Lyrically, okay, maybe it's not the top notch, but oh my God, the guitars are great. And look at that cool artwork. Isn't that just fun? Cool stuff. So this was just a great sonic ride. It really, really was. So, I mean, I'm blown away. So this is a new reissue, and that came out from this group. And there's not a lot about this group out there. So Scenes from the Dream of Angels. So look at that. And we do have boobs. So you know, for those of you, because I have been criticized for my lack of soft porn showings lately, and I will admit it hasn't been good until I showed that Jimi Hendrix album. That kind of gave me my street cred again. But here we go. So there's our artwork. This is their second album, came out in 1989. Again, this is a reissue. It's a combination of hallucinogenic space rock along with psych pop. I mean, that's in there. Plus, there's that Hendrix power trio feel, but they're kind of expanding their songs a little bit. They do a cover of Hendrix's Spanish Castle Magic is on here. Very well done. And, I mean, Through and Through was a neat song. It just had these face-melting guitar solos. I mean, it's just, oh my God, they get going on those. Solomon plays some keys on this, and Watts some synthesizers. So this is kind of moving in a little bit different direction. I mean, you have the Eastern song in the Garden of the Mystics. Definitely an Eastern vibe happening on there, but you could see them getting more from that Power Hendrix trio into more of space rock territory. And yeah, I mean, I liked this one better than this one, but I'm more into the psych than the space rock, but I like them both. But look at that cool artwork. I mean, it's just fun. Just fantastic. So Dave, wow, man, thank you. Thank you for turning me on to this. They only had a few albums. Maybe I'll go for see about finding that third one, but I really, really like those a lot. So Outskirts of Infinity.
The syrup in the can, the threads of vision's coat reveal a magic land. Spirits in the dark, you are the floating green Gemini machine, and so am I.
VCLT from Ron, Brucey Baby. No, not that one. I got that one coming up. This is from Issa. Issa out of Boston. He's commenting on my videos. This guy has the most incredible taste in the world of music. I mean, I just like, what the hell are you listening to, Issa? I don't even know. He sent me this Murphys, which is an American Celtic punk band, formed in '96 in Quincy, suburb of Boston. We also have to go to Quincy. We come from the airport to get a different bus there, but so I know Quincy well. At least their bus station. Okama Rising. This is their 12th album from the Dropkick Murphys. So they have been busy boys, putting out a lot of music. I used to have a few CDs from them. Always liked the Dropkick Murphys, but it's just one of those things, you know, rebuilding the collection, I never got in their stuff again. So this was really nice. And on here, it's an acoustic album. But it rocks. Like, I mean, it's just, holy smokes. It just goes from 0 to 60 very, very fast. And they're looking at the songs of Woody Guthrie. This came out in 2023, so you can find it out there. And, you know, Dropkick Murphys were never shy about their politics. And let me tell you, it's all here, which is Woody Guthrie was perfect for them. It's a mix of tradition, you know, they do a mix of punk with traditional Irish music. They've always been that way. And so this thing, kind of like the Pogues, I guess you could say. Very, very good album. I Know How It Feels was a really cool song that really grabbed my attention. And actually was their first single off this, and just a fantastic accordion going on within that song. Again, I said most of the album's acoustic, but it just rocks freaking hard. But they add in like the accordion, the banjo, the doldrum. What's that? The Irish drum. I used to have them. I can't remember. I bought one in Ireland because I thought it was so cool. And the Irish flute, not a lute, but very traditional Irish instruments are being played on here. But it still rocks hard. And so, I mean, the lyrics, maybe they're a little bit dated, dealing with labor, supporting labor and Nazi stomping, but you know what? Are they any? I don't think so. I think Woody Guthrie, what he's still singing about is still important to this day. So, I've never been a big Woody Guthrie fan of his music, kind of too folky for me. This is great. It's just pure fun with a serious message. So, Dropkick Murphys, Isa, thank you. That was awesome.
Chills and fevers, my eyes are gonna shine. My eyes are gonna shine, oh shine. My eyes are gonna shine. My eyes are gonna shine like diamonds. My eyes are gonna shine. When I wash and shave and shower, my eyes are gonna shine. When my working folks take power.
Ron, Brucey Baby, he sent me this. This is from 4AD. This is Lonely is an Eyesore that came out in 1987. And this is a sampler from 4AD. Now, this packaging, when this originally came out, they made 100 of them. It came out in a wooden crate. Only 30 of them were commercially reissued. The other 70 went to people. So then this came. This is a Canadian version. And it's hard to even read the album. Here we go. It's hard to read the track listing on these. Everything's really kind of dark. But this takes the music of 4AD. And it's a great sampler. So you have Dead Can Dance on here with their tribal mysticism. You have Throwing Muses with their fractured type of pop. There's, like Cocteau Twins are on here. They're dreamy pop. Wolfgang Press plays on here. Kind of more pop art type. Mortal Coil, gothic vibe, plus others. It is just fascinating. And this album, okay, we're going to try and do this. This could be dangerous for me. I don't know. This. There we go. This. And then this opens up. This, like that. And then we have this cool book in here. It's kind of going through the groups. What's happening, and as usual, I missed a bunch of pages, but really nice. And just got talking about the Cocteau Twins. So kind of going through the groups, not a lot on each group, but still super nicely done. This was fun. This was really, really cool. Very enjoyable. I love samplers. I used to have a lot of samplers, so this was perfect. So really good stuff. So thank you, Ron. That was just perfect. Final album here I got today, the Divinyls. This is their third album. They came out of Sydney, Australia, formed in 86, broke up in 96. Chrissy Amphlett and Mark McEntee were the two main people that did this group. Actually, when they first started, Christy here, she would perform in a schoolgirl dress and fishnet stockings. Guess where she got that idea from? I don't know, you may not know this, but, yeah, from AC/DC, from Angus there. So that was kind of where she did that, but then eventually changed into more of a glamorous pop type of thing. But they did 5 total albums, so this is the third, Temperamental. This came out in 1988. A lot of critics say this is their best album. And I had this in my collection. The very first Divinyls was the one with the song I Touch Myself, okay, which was their 4th album. Thought, what a great song. It kind of it made up for everything, that's what I just remember about the album. I don't remember much else, but that's the music. I bought this, and this was so different. And I didn't, God, that kind of sucked. Now I listen to this because I don't have the other one anymore, and I really liked it. It's like arena rock, and this is a promo. It's not a white label, but it does say for promotional use. So the songs on here, they have edge. They definitely have a lot more edge. The previous 2 were a little more experimental. This is not. One of them, back to the, what's it called? Oh, Back to the Wall was featured on Nightmare on Elm Street 4, so that was out there. And these songs are kind of like they're all faster paced arena rock type songs, so they're kind of getting a really good feel for what was going on. Their song "Hey Little Boy," I guess in the 50s, it might have been in Australia. "Hey Little Girl," they changed it up to "Hey Little Boy," and it does have a 50s style rock and roll feel to it. Just a lot of great tuneful pop songs. And this is, again, really, really good. The sad thing is, the lead singer, Chrissy Amphlett, she died in 2013, I think age 53, and she died of breast cancer. But she also had multiple sclerosis. So due to multiple sclerosis, she couldn't take the chemo treatment to get rid of the breast cancer, and she passed away. So they took her song, "I Touch Myself," which is probably one of the most sexually explicit songs ever, and they made it into breast cancer awareness. "I Touch Myself." Fantastic. That song was so explosive when they played in Texas. A Texas official unplugged them. Unplugged so you couldn't hear the singing on "I Touch Myself." Texas, of course. Great stuff from Divinyls. Much better album than I expected. I paid way too much for this. I bought it at an antique store. Thought this was the one I wanted to get a good deal, because I know there's some that are, go for good money. This was not it. But this was not the antique store I showed on Thursday. This was a better one. But be careful of antique stores. Used to be where you can find I used to buy hundreds of records at antique stores because they're like $1, and now they're just nuts. Just nuts. Wow. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with me as always on Sundays. I too appreciate it. A lot of new subscribers. Someone, I had these 3 nice biscuits for her. She goes, "Why don't you just have a contest and get rid of one of those?" Not a bad idea. I hadn't really planned to do any more contests. My last one I did at 2,000. I gave away a lot of money on that one. That was probably the biggest contest I've ever heard done in the VC. But it was worth it. It was my thank you contest. Now at 4,000, I'm thinking about, Richie threw that in my brain. Thank you, Richie. I'll have to see. I may come up with something. There is something I think would be kind of cool to do that, hey, I can, benefit from. I'll decide. But I do appreciate it. All the new people that jumped into the channel. Hey, hang around. So that's it. We're off to do something, and I'm having a fun Sunday. Everyone, thank you. I'll talk to you later this week. Bye.